Welcome back, everyone. It's Aces Premiership Countdown time, and do we have a big show? The 12-week challenge kicked off again last week, and the pig has lost because of the Ds. So his punishment will be revealed. I can't wait for you to see what he picks. We talk about all the biggest stories in footy. We lock down our 12-week challenge week 1 again, and a huge KPI Stop That to the match review panel. Tune in right here. This episode is proudly sponsored by KPI Construction Services. When it comes to construction sites, reliability and efficiency are key. That's where KPI Construction Services shines. With a single call, KPI provides a range of essential services, which includes labour hire, crane hire, and traffic control. KPI is a progressive business with modern plant and equipment across all of their operating states. Focusing on innovation and to avoid the business drifting is always front of mind. We are proud to be aligned with and have such a reputable company partnering with the show. Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXs, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.
All right, Tommy, let's get stuck into the podcast, mate.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Aces Premiership Countdown. I just can't stop thinking about the 12-week challenge. I'm going to get straight into it here. Well, we won't get straight into it, but just a little head wobble because I'll tell you what, the stakes have gone right up. And, I mean, the fans are just between me and you. I can't stop laughing. Like, the fact that it was the Deegs as well, I just can't wait to see you today, mate. So how you going, Pig? Welcome back to the podcast.
I'll be honest, mate. I nearly called in sick. I didn't want to. We spoke about it for weeks. We're nowhere, and we keep losing, and the D's let me down. So we've spoke about punishments. We got sent a few in. Maybe we'll read them out later on. But I thought I'm just going to wear the Melbourne kit for the whole.
Hang on. Yeah, you're going to get. He's got it underneath. Have a look at the pig.
These don't fit me anymore.
Here we go. The pig has worn the full. Hey, by the way, you can still fill out that jersey. I reckon they might.
XL.
I reckon they might need you now that Jakey Lever's out. Have a look at the pig. That is out. So you're saying for your punishment, you're going to cop that because there has been a lot in there, and I did say.
And I thought, you know what? After they let me down, I'll look like an idiot and wear the Melbourne kit. I made sure it was a long sleever, so I didn't get the tuck shop arms in. And I think if they let me down 3 times, I'm going to have to go out on the punt road with the KPI Construction's helmet and the stop sign and start directing traffic. That's where we're at the moment. But
hang on. So is that three in a row?
If I back the D's 3 times, they let me down. I'm wearing my full kit, boots, everything, hat, stop sign, out on punt road directing traffic. So for today, this is my punishment. I look like an absolute goose. This is it. So.
Straight into it. I've got the run sheet here. We're going to jump into that later. But you've just got
stretch it out a bit.
No, you look good, mate. We might need you down at the D's. They struggled last week, which was bizarre. But let's just get straight into the 12-week challenge. I was going to talk about it later, but while we're on it, it was a very, very stressful Sunday. So I was a little bit hungover. I thought I've just got to tune in for this game, and I've actually fallen asleep because I'd given up. On Port, I thought we're fucked. We are absolutely done. And I've woken up and I've seen the score. You've texted me going, I can't believe it, or wow. And of course, Darcy Byrne-Jones. I mean, talk to me about how you were feeling in that moment before we get to the next game.
It's funny because I said, I think I commented on the Oz American Aces thing. I said, all right, what's my punishment? Because they lost. Campbell Brown mozzed them.
Brownie's gone the early crow.
He went the early crow with about a minute and a half to go. I thought they were gone. And then they've kicked that goal. And I'm like, oh, no, there's 30 seconds. There's a chance. And 3 seconds to go, Byrne-Jones kicked that goal. I was – because I thought Melbourne were a lock. So I'm like, bang, I'm home. I'm not getting punished. And then, it was short-lived. Then 2 hours later, I'm sitting there going, this is fucking bullshit.
The Sunday shift was as tough as it gets.
So it was a tough Sunday for me, man. Sundays are already tough as it is. No, I had a quiet weekend, so I wasn't hungover. I wasn't dusty.
So you're fresh.
I was fresh. I was thinking, how good is this going to be? But
Well, well, as I said, my theory of head-to-heads, I disagree with them, but you do get the risk of injuries with props. We'll get into our 12-week challenge later. So for anyone that's listening, the pig is sitting next to me in his full Melbourne kit. He's got the long sleeves on. He's got the socks. He's got the shorts. He's got the full kit on. And I guess it's only the first week that he's failed with this new rule, and we've said that these punishments are going to heat up. So if the pig lets us down again, well, it's going to go to a new level. Yep. And for me, I think that we'll warm up to each other. But we both said you got to pick your own punishment for your first one, and Pig's done a great job. And I think this is outstanding because they've let you down and you're in their kit.
Yeah.
And you played for them.
Hey, and we listened too. And I was going to, there was a 6 a.m. down at Kerford Road. I was like, that's nearly too easy. I'd happily do that anyway. But it was a good suggestion. There was an eat and onion. Well,
I'll read them out now.
There was do a juice cleanse without drinking beer. I thought, let's not go too far.
There's a lot here. Aaron Spur said train from Melbourne to Somerville back 3 times with no devices. Let the pig think about what he has done.
I've already done that.
He's already been thinking, mate, so don't worry about that.
With no device. That is torture.
That is torture. Punishment for the pig. Fake tan for the next episode from Lukey Carter. Oh, the fake tan. I reckon that's about 3 punishments because I think at 12 or 15 rounds to go. I reckon that's around there. There's a few more.
I don't know if I'll do it, but no, I'll do it.
There's a few more. Yeah, we'll read them out later when we get to the questions because there's some great ones. The ping pong in the back in studio from Jake Dempsey, which I don't think's that bad. I think that's a nice soft one, but I could
do that on Saturdays for pre-drinks back when you were 23 for fun.
Joshy Presta said, dip at Port Melbourne at 6 a.m. Archie Allen said, buy a cat as the punishment. I don't get that one from Archie. He's a good man, Archie. He gets around. But, buying a cat, that's a bit full on, isn't it? Anyway, there's some great punishments here. A lot of them were wearing that kit, running the tan, running Albert Park Lake, doing traffic control. So you kind of leveled up here. And I think the next step is out on the streets in that kit.
Yeah, potentially.
Especially,
you know what? I don't reckon it's going to happen. I'm on.
I can't wait to see
I've already got what I've got. I'm going for this week.
We don't know whose 12-week challenge tips are. We have to reset again, but I don't know what you've got and you don't know what I've got. And big shout out to Charlie Kernow, just getting it done for me.
Very early too. It was a very stress-free weekend.
Charlie was playing behind the ball and I was a bit stressed. Did you see how he was playing like +1 for majority of the second half? Thank God he kicked that second goal at the start of the third because he only kicked 2 for the night. But anyway, I was happy with Charlie, so thank you, mate, for saluting. Let's get into the show. What else has been going on? We're going to obviously talk a bit of footy, but we've got the 12-week challenge review of our back and the punishment early. But, mate, what have you been up to?
No, pretty cruisy weekend, mate. A little bit of footy, a little bit of work, quality time with the family. And I say that every week, but I'm trying to stay low and just wait to pin my ears back in a couple of weeks' time or something. So very chilled out. What about yourself?
It's a bit like that, isn't it? You're trying to pin the ears back and go real hard, but save like 3 weeks up, 4 weeks up for it instead of going, 10, 12 beers every week. We don't have a lot of the coach anymore. You know when you go, only 3 or 4 beers, mate. Has anyone ever had 3 or 4 beers in their life? It's always 8 to 12 plus, or it's 1 to 2, or it's below that. You just drop.
Mate, it's like, mate, just come for one. There's no such thing as one. That one does not exist. You have 10 or none.
What about when you're playing footy? The coach, how many beers? You're like, oh mate, 3 or 4 max.
Oh mate, I died. Yeah, I had 2 at home.
2 beers. Do you reckon he's going, what are you?
But no, so I've got this thing where, in my own mind, where don't create something. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting for a birthday or an engagement or a wedding or something. So it hasn't been much on. It's a cold winter, not much going on. My mates are still playing. Yeah, I caught up with our old teammates, Kepler Bradley and Scotty Gumbleton, who obviously you're good mates with as well. And I was planning on having a quiet one, but when you have a couple of beers with them, it's not pints, 2 of them, 3 of them, and then I had to go to a 30th, but ended up a monster, as it is. It's tough to kind of keep a lid on it these days. Gumbles tried to get me there, and I said, no, mate. And they were wellness. I was late. I rolled in there for about an hour and a half. They were very comfy down good timing, good weekend. Yeah, great weekend. I tell you what, I don't know if you've seen this. Now, this is not footy related, but I reckon a lot of people listening who tune into Netflix, have you seen that Ashley Madison documentary? Because I just watched it last night till about 2 a.m. Man, I was hooked. I couldn't believe it. I'd never heard of it before. Do you remember it back in the day? I remember when I was maybe a teenager, it was a thing. I know, and it's funny, I finished it last night as well. Didn't watch it all in one sitting until 2 a.m. like you. I just go for it. But bizarre. And I'm like, it's still going. If no spoilers out there.
Yeah,
but
we won't spoil it, will we? Yeah.
But
tune in if you haven't seen it. Try get to it about 7 p.m. so you can complete it. I got to it at around 10:30, and I'm like, I need to see what happens next.
I'm like that. I have to finish.
Well, it was only 3-part series, and I was like,
I thought there was something else. I don't want to ruin the.
We're better skip it. Well, maybe we'll talk about it in 2 or 3 weeks.
Anyway.
Let's talk about footy last week. There's some big stories I want to talk about, and we've got some, our KPI Stop that. We've got a big couple there, our RIXX eye-catching moments, and obviously our tips and whatnot later. But the Rankin bounce, where he's at the end of the game, there's 30 seconds to go. And you know what kills me? I tipped Adelaide. And I just wanted to see that inside 50. The big Texan caused the contest, and I just wanted to see what happened. You know what? Chances are it would have went out of bounds, stoppage, and game over. But Rankin's taken off. Did you count how many steps he took?
I did, yeah.
And then regardless if it even took to him, can you believe they called too far?
But it's easy to make a call, when you're watching things in hindsight. To the naked eye, in the play, in the moment, game on the line, have some sense of occasion for the umpire. They don't call them anytime.
Never.
Think about how far some of those guys run out of fullback sometimes before they kick it.
30 metres.
That never gets called. I think technically, letter of the law, he made the right call, the umpire, and so good on him, but I don't think anyone's wrapped with that decision. Everyone's just like, if you count the metres, count the steps,
except for Collingwood fans, they were like, bang, we've got the 4 points.
But, the game's on the line. You're one of the better players in the comps, bursts away. Just let the game play out. They never call that. So I was a little bit flat.
Believe it,
I was a little bit flat, even though technically he probably made the right call. So, but...
how good would it have been just to see that kick go inside 50, and we might have got a Darcy Burns-Jones moment, another one of them. And anyway, so
he his hammy.
He did his hammy, I'm pretty sure. He did.
So,
it was just it was a really negative.
That's a little bit more salt in the wound. You get called and you've lost the game. Well, you didn't lose the game for him, but the decision to.
He had 30 in a goal. I think it was his career high.
Yeah,
he's going to be right up there as one of the top 5 in the competition. If I don't know if I don't really do the whole 1 to 10 or 5, but he is one of the most exciting players to watch. We're going to talk about Harley Reid in a second and all those kind of guys and Nick Dacos, but every time he's even the commentators, where is he? And then he gets the ball, takes a bounce, and then takes a few more steps. He is electrifying.
I think we're going to see more time with him in the midfield. As you said, he got 30. I think when he comes back from his hammy, because he just adds a different spark.
He sucks.
I think the only time he didn't get his 15 or 20 is when I put him in one of the multis. So
he might be your lock when he comes back.
He played midfield one week and he had 10 touches, and that was the week I backed him. So
good. Well, let's get to the Port game. Well, we just spoke about it, but Darcy Burns-Jones' goal, he's kicked it. Ronaldo. It's not an easy thing to do in the wet to kick it off the ground. Is that one of the greatest moments we've had in this game? I remember as a kid, James Hird in the crowd. You think about moments after the siren. It's got to be one of the greatest passes. I think David Mundy against Richmond, similar. Lockie Neal out the centre. We just kicked a quick goal. But they were allowed to put numbers behind the ball. So it was like, I think they had 10 in the, and Dave Mundy still led up and got it and kicked it after. There's all these little moments. That goes right up there for our era of footy.
For sure. I know. It's funny. I haven't thought of the Mundy one until now. That was a cracker. I remember watching that because it's a big comeback. But, I think about, they're down against a team they should not have been down to, and to peg it back the way they did, and at home, the crowd went off.
Imagine being in that pocket when he kicked it. How amazing the atmosphere would have been.
I just don't think is there anything better than kicking a winner with 2 seconds to go? Imagine I never done it.
Yeah, you don't see much of it either.
It was good. So where are they at, Port? Well, maybe we'll go on in a minute, but they shouldn't have been down. But maybe the Hawks are going all right.
I think the Hawks are going. They got a few. CJ's back.
Yep.
Dave's back. They got some young. They got a young list, but their leaders have just started to come back into the side. Sicily's out at the moment as well, so whenever he comes back, Hawks will be good. Hawks will be I just feel like they're growing as a group. They're very young.
Yeah.
But Port's. We'll talk about that in a second. I don't know where they are at. And then Harley Reid. We won't talk about him too long because he's had enough airtime. But that goal on your teammates, because I want to know if there's been any banter, Clary, Track, and then also Track's one of the most explosive blokes in the comp. He's even said, I knew I'd be on a meme or something. Yeah. He must have been pretty flat that Harley did what he did to him.
You know, Track was running the other way. You know, he's got the ball.
That's what I
bet you Harley wouldn't catch him if he had the ball. You know what I mean? But Track was, like, to his credit, he didn't give up on that chase. Nah. And you could tell he wanted to at least get there.
Yeah.
But how fast? I don't think he was ever touted as, like, obviously explosive, dusty, you know, the similarities there. But he literally burnt Clary and Track, who are fast, powerful athletes. And that was I can't see anything beating that goal of the year. Like it was in the middle of the ground where it's the hardest to get the ball and break away, and he broke away and had 3 bounces, kicked it from 45. And to kick it that well on the run, that going that quick, he
bounces the ball so aggressive. Remember I told you about 5 weeks ago how he just bounces in front of people? I've never seen a bloke just pepper it into the deck and get it back so quickly.
I used to bounce the ball and worry where it was going to go. He just seemed, it's like a basketball.
Yeah, basketball, bang.
He's amazing, mate. He's amazing. But as you said, he's had enough airtime.
Let's go. There's another guy.
I love him.
There's another guy that's taking the piss. Chad Warner. I watched that game closely because Charlie needed to kick 2, and I'm watching Chad. The Chad was taking on blokes smiling and literally running away from him with a grin on his face. I don't think he's underrated, but he is a superstar. Yeah. I can't believe it. He couldn't be tackled the other night. He's literally bouncing off blokes. If he comes near him, he just shrugs his hips. He's also one of the most exciting players, and he's very hard to match up on. They go to him, then Heaney gets off the chain. They are, again, Chad, he's a gun. And Sydney, I kept saying, I'm not sure about, they are the best team, or they're just the best team in the competition by a mile at the moment. And they've got, McCartan's not even playing. And the captain's not even playing yet. You got Luke Parker, who just got suspended for 5 weeks, but he can add some depth later on. They're not even playing. So they've got a few blokes to come back, and crazy how good they're going.
Heaney's winning the Brownlow by the length of Flemington at the moment. And you've got Warner, who's he's Scotty Pippen to him, and then you got other guys going through there. They throw Papley in there for little bursts. Like, they're just playing unbelievable footy. But you're right, and very similar to the power that Reed has and the bounce, and like Warner, you can't catch him. I remember playing on him last year. And it's just like once he gets the ball and he goes, good luck to you.
And his agility as well. It's sideways. It's not just I'm kind of glad that, it'd be tough to be playing AFL these days. There's that explosive. They're getting so good. Righto, let's get into our tipping. I've got some big news. Did we talk about the Nut maybe joining us last week? Did we pump him up? Did we even put him on the name of our podcast last week?
We said we were going to try to get the Nut, and we did pump him up. We gave him a big pump up, and he went all right again, the Nut.
He did.
He's going very well.
Well, guess what? He's gone to 2. He's gone to 2.
What do you mean 2?
We've got a bloke called Jordan Dawson who listens every week. He's the captain of the footy club.
Oh,
he has given us
there's our first number 1.
First jersey. Adelaide Crows signed jersey. Have a look at that. That is a cracker. And he said, I'm number 1. So I've reached out to Harmsy, and he's playing Thursday night. So as we record this podcast Wednesday night, this will come out just before the Nut is playing, and he's promised me he's going to join us next week.
Oh, you beauty.
The Nut is going to come on. So we are going to have 2 jerseys in our tipping competition. How good is that?
We had none a week ago.
I know. We've gone from 0 to 1, and then we should have 2 next week.
I think
so. Dorso, thank you so much. We can't wait for that. You're very stiff. I did a Tommy Talks with Dorso, and he goes, "Have you tipped this?" And me and you just did the pod that day, and I said, "I've tipped Collingwood, but I said if Mahaichuk's out, I'll tip you." And then they confirmed he was out, so I tipped Adelaide, and
he's cost you a tip.
He's cost me. Well, I reckon the umpires cost me, mate. I reckon they were stiff again. But he's even got us a little visor. Did you ever wear the visor at training?
Never.
It's a real Nathan Van Berlo vibe. This isn't it?
Good. It must have been an Adelaide thing because Goody was all about the visors.
Was he?
Bernie Vince was about the visor. Yeah,
not for me. The visor.
It seemed like I had and I got a little bit of a mush cut going now, but like it seemed that Bob Dover looked like a goose. So.
Yeah, but that'll go in the. That's going to go in the tipping competition as well. So not signed, but that'll be a prize for someone. Speaking of the tipping, how did you go, mate? And while I get the score, the scoreboard up here, the leaderboard.
I had 6, mate. Not a bad week. Obviously, beloved D's cost me.
Did they ever?
But Geelong, I tipped Geelong.
I was all
and
over the Suns.
I think most people were on the Suns because they've been performing so well up there, but they let me down. I still might back because it's a big game this week for Geelong.
Our man Joshy Lock, we call it. I mean, we should be calling Josh. If you're listening, we should be calling you for our locks. No, he's still sitting there. He had a 6. But we have a new leader on the app. Caitlin _ is sitting at 3rd, tied, mind you. So these names I just read out, you're all tied. But Gone Without a Trace has hit the lead on the app. And I'd imagine it's a D's fan, Gone Without a Trace.
So, yes.
Tipped 8 last week and on 65 next to Joshy Lock and Caitlin. So if you're on, you're going all right. I'm on 58. And the reason is I tipped Carlton, I tipped Adelaide, and I tipped the Giants. So I had a little bit of a stinker there. But I tipped the Suns and thought I was off to a fly and the Carlton. And I don't know about you, but at quarter time, I was licking my lips. I thought, who would tip Sydney? I'm kidding myself the way that Sydney played. I won't be tipping against them anymore. So, yeah, congratulations to you 3. You're in the lead. It's close, though. And as we know, there's going to be a lot of prizes, Pig. Hopefully we can get a lot of prizes for our tipping competition. Anyways, let's jump into a couple of questions, mate. We've been there's a lot of questions. I won't read out too many punishments, but there's some great ones.
Keep sending the punishments in, and we'll read them out next week because they're crackers. And Tommy's due.
I am.
We don't know what it is yet.
Remember last week when I go, oh, mate, you've been letting us down. You go, and then we clipped it up. I felt a bit bad. And, we're trying to stick together. We're trying to stay united.
It's one-on-one at the moment. I don't want you to lose.
Oh, far out.
I'm trying to deep eating the bloody jocks for the whole pod. That was one.
I'm trying to find a quick. There's that many punishments here. I'm trying to get one. Here we go. We've got Garcia 23. At Prees, one of the boys has decided to shave his agates with one of his mates' Gillette Fusion 4-blade razors before we went out. Surely there's a time and a place to shave the George W. Bush. Play on or out of bounds?
He can't be shaving your... Whose razor was it? His mates. You can't be shaving your plums with someone else's razor.
And he's going, I need to...
He's backed himself in for a good night. I don't mind it.
I reckon that's the mindset you need.
He's going through with a bit of confidence.
I love the detail here from Garcia. The Gillette Fusion 4-blade razor. So you saying
Mach 3 Turbo?
Are you saying that's a play on with the mindset?
Mate, he's backing himself in the young buck, and he's just making sure the plums are ready for a nice night on the town.
I've got another one here.
Man, he can't be using someone else's razor. And,
I'm not a razor man. Just quietly, I've been clipping my whole life. Yeah. Just the ingrowns. Especially the agates.
Thinking about sitting at Prees and one of your mates is hovering over the toilet shaving his plums.
With his All Australian jacket on. Oh, this one's good. Righto. Cade Zitto, Benny Cousins, Campbell Brown, and Dane Swan. 2 spots are open at the footy trip. Who are you taking and who is being left at home?
I've had a few beers with Campbell Brown before, so I'm going to go and just branch myself out. Well, I've had a beer with Swanee before, and he's very good value. But you got to sit down with the great man, the Cuz, and figure out his energy. He's heard some things about him over the years. So I'd probably sit with the Cuz and figure out what he's about, just so I could say that I've been in a room with the great man.
I reckon I'm with you. I know Brownie...
Hopefully he doesn't get up to too much mischief.
He's on the straight and narrow now, and you're right. You'd think Cuz would have some great stories that he'd open up on a week away with the boys.
He'd seem like the bloke to really command a room, when he's telling a story.
Well, so does Brownie. Right. Brownie commands a room. I think Swanee's more chill. Yeah. So I reckon you've got to take Cuz or Brownie, and then you take Swanee.
Yeah, okay.
Swanee's going to be up and about he's going to be the night watchman. He'll be there forever.
Yep.
So you got him till stumps. Brown dog, obviously, you see the brown dog. We live very close to each other, so I probably have to.
He's a good man, Brownie.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to answer that. I'd love to go with all 3.
Don't sit on the fence, mate.
Who'd you leave on the? Who'd you leave out?
I left Brownie out, and I like Brownie. He's a good man.
I've just had Swanee on the podcast. I can't be leaving Swanee on the bench, but Brownie last night in the sauna.
I'll tell you who's probably not listening, Cuz. So,
I might have to leave. I might just take Brownie and Swanee.
Yeah, right.
Cuz might not want to have a beer with me.
You're probably not on the beer anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, great question. Geez, tough one. That's a tough one. Ask yourself the same question. Righto. Thank you to everyone that wrote in. The questions, we didn't have any questions this week because there was 28 people writing in for punishments, and that's a record. So Aces, especially the Premiership Countdown listeners, thank you. We clearly see that you enjoy looking at one of us in pain and want to see us in pain. So we're getting a bit of traction with this 12-week
pain.
challenge.
I can't breathe in this jumper at the moment. So,
alrighty, let's get our Rixies on, mate. Let's see what our eye-catching moments of the week are. It's been a big week. There's a lot going on in the world. You can kick us off, mate. I'll let you kick us off because I know you love your golf, and there's something that you want to talk about.
My RIXX eye-catching moment for the week, mate. I don't know if you watched the golf, but I love the golf. PGA Championship was during the week. Scotty Scheffler, number one golfer in the world. Best form since Tiger Woods.
The nicest guy on tour.
One of.
Most harmless.
He's you could say that.
Straighty 180.
He was driving in round to a round early in the morning, 2 hours before his tee off. And he ended up getting locked up, sent in a divvy, well, probably not a divvy over in the States.
Could have been.
And getting in the yellow jumpsuit, mugshot, in jail, warming up for his golf tournament in jail. And he's the most harmless bloke in the world. So the story goes, apparently there was someone that got, touch wood, this didn't happen, but someone got hit by a bus or something, and the police were blocking off a road. He thought it was security, drove around, and the cops didn't really like the fact that he thought he was better than everyone else and driving around when he thought it was security, and they've thrown him up against the car and they've locked him up. And he just proceeded to get out of jail, just made his tee time, and then birdied the first 3 holes and shot 6 under. Who does that? It's a crazy story, man. I think he had a bit of a mare the next day, but that's not part of the story here.
He joined some elite company. I think it was Tiger, him.
Probably John Daly in there.
And I think there's one more. I can't think who it was. I saw this thing on those golf pages.
Happy Gilmore?
You might have been happy. Yeah, might have been happy.
Shooter McGavin.
It was Shooter. Yes.
So he was my RIXX eye-catching moment. Like, who gets locked up? He was doing, he's doing the swings, back swings, doing his routine in a jail cell in his yellow jumpsuit. And he came out, birdied the first 3 and ended up having 6 under. Like, that is a goat right there. What a man. Balls of steel. So he was my eye-catching moment.
Perfect preparation as well. I didn't doing the full routine in the cell. Was there a guy in there with him?
So I'm not sure, but apparently as he was getting pushed into the cop car, cuffs on the back, the works, he's looked at one of the biggest journos, say Damien Barrett.
Purple.
But in the golf version. And he just said, please help me. And apparently that guy played a big part in saying, hey, mate, this is the number one golfer in the world. He's playing the tournament down here. You need to let this guy go. Anyway, they didn't let him go straight away, but he got out.
In Kentucky as well. He didn't name drop, he said. He didn't say who he was. Now, this is the question I've got for you. If that's you, are you name dropping?
Nah, honestly, probably not. No.
Really?
Yeah, no. You might maybe not name drop,
but you're saying that you're number one seed in the world and I'm on the way to a golf tournament and this is a miscommunication.
Yeah. Well, you have to know who Scotty Scheffler is.
Well, I don't think he did. There's some funny videos out there.
He's won 5 out of the last 6.
Some people hate golf.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, mate. Maybe under the pump when I'm shitting myself.
I'm 100% saying no. And then if it don't get, it's just a tactic. I don't know whether it would have worked. But he said in the press conference,
you play golf? Oh, yeah, I'm number one player in the world.
I'm actually. Was he leading? He was coming third or something. Oh, that's good, mate. It is crazy. I remember I was watching the footy, and I think JB said we've got a major story coming out of the US involving one of the biggest stars, in this golf tournament, and you don't want to miss this, come back from the ad. And when they said it was him, I was like, you're kidding.
He's the last bloke.
He's like that Ashley Madison. He'd be the bloke that comes, you know what I mean? You're watching that and you go, oh no, I didn't see that one coming. I don't want to give away what's going on, but that's how shocking these reveals were on Ashley Madison. I just couldn't believe the story. Yeah. Well, very good, mate. Very good.
What do you got, mate?
Mine's more footy related, but it was more for one of my good mates and old teammates, Cal Ward. I don't know if you've seen this, but on the weekend he's played his old footy team, so a little AFL Central, little shout out because they put up some great clips, don't they? And I just saw he's in a stoppage on the half back line, and a good mate of mine as well, Harry Himmelberg. He's playing like just off his man by a metre or two. Wardy's got out of the stoppage and he's slammed it on the boot the wrong way and bang. I think Riley West has marked it and gone back. And Himmelberg's going, what the fuck are you doing? And Wardy's going, you know, the camera's on the coach and the player and he's kicked it the wrong way. But I've never seen a bloke kick it the wrong way and lace someone up inside 50 in what was a very low-scoring game. And then to see Himmel, I don't know, I had a little bit of a laugh. I said, that's a big blooper, that one, a big clanger. That's the biggest clanger I've seen for a while.
I missed it. I don't reckon I've ever seen someone kick it the wrong way inside the defensive 50. Oh, you know, have you ever seen people burst out of a stoppage and take a bounce? Like
there's no pressure.
Like they're killing it. They're like, oh, yeah. And they're like, oh, everyone's like, the other way.
And even the other team's like, don't even touch him. He's going to keep coming.
He's coming closer to us.
Yeah, no, Wardy's just out of the stoppage, bang, laced him out. So anyway, that was my eye-catching moment to Wardy. I actually messaged him and said, this is very funny. I know they're probably not laughing, but because they're struggling a little bit, the Giants boys, but yeah, a little bit of light-hearted banter, which we love. So there's a couple of RIXX eye-catching moments. And to anyone listening and watching, if you want a pair of RIXXies, we have some exciting news around the corner. Our end of financial year sales coming up, 50% off. So sign up, join up for that. But there's a few shades there that you can get online now for 20% off with free express shipping. Not everything will be 50%, but 20% off all year round. So if you ever want a pair of sunnies, head online at rixeyewear.com.au and get yourself a pair of RIXXies and you'll be sweet. Prescription, blue light, you name it, it's all there if it's getting cold and you're bunkering down. But very good, Pig. We keep moving. We keep moving. It's a big week of footy and I think we should get stuck into it before we give out our 12-week challenge tip. I can't wait to hear what you got this week. But let's get into it. What are the games we've got and only focus on the blockbusters, mate?
All right, mate. As you said, big week of footy. So Thursday night kicks us off. The Bulldogs versus the Swans. We've spoken about the Nut a fair bit over the last couple of weeks, but the Swans are, as you said, the best team in the comp. This is at Marvel Stadium. You know, we know the Dogs love playing there. For me, I can't go against the Swans. The Dogs are playing good footy, especially over the last fortnight, but I've spoken about it all year. You don't know what you're going to get. They're going to be up one week, down the next. I just think over the Swans, and their midfield is just incredible at the moment without Libba. I know they've got a big, powerful forward line, the Dogs, but it hasn't seemed to worry the Swans just yet. So I'm going to go the Swans pretty comfortably too. I'm going to give him 5 goals.
5 goals, yeah. I've got to tip the Swans. I just said to myself last week, you cannot tip against this side. They've only lost one game for the year, I'm pretty sure, which was to Richmond, which cost us our 12-week challenge. That's how well we're going. I'm looking forward to this. This is a game the Dogs have to win if they're going to show the competition they're the real deal. So I'm happy to lose my tipping on this one. And I wouldn't be, I won't be betting on a head-to-head in this game. But as I said, when it comes to tipping, you cannot tip against the Swannies at the moment. The way they're playing, without Libba, Bont, Adzi Trelaw, another shout-out. That bloke is on fire. Another 35 last. As I said, wow. Can we just start giving this man his flowers? Like every week he has 35. It's not easy to do at any level. He does it at the highest level consistently, whether they win or lose. So, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. It's Thursday night. Yeah. We love Thursday night. Do you love Thursday night footy?
Love it.
I saw something on 7AFL the other day. What is your favourite night?
Thursday.
And what about playing?
I went up Thursday because you get the long week. Thursday, Fridays are good because you get the weekend. Usually, most teams will give you the weekend off. So Friday's good because you get Melbourne pretty good at it. You get Saturday, Sunday off. Yeah. Start the week on Monday. It seems like you
feel like a normal human.
Normal week. You get a weekend spend with your friends or family, whatever it is.
And the TV. And
everyone's watching.
Prime time. You're getting the fame.
Everyone's at the pub. Watching. Everyone's at home watching. Thursday night. No one's out, so everyone's at home, sitting on the couch watching the footy. I'd assume there'd be more viewers.
Yeah.
But back on that, the Dogs are 1 game out of the 8. There's 5 teams on 24 points. They're on 24, but if they can get in there, their percentage is better than all of them. So
we've been so upset with the Dogs because we have high hopes for them. So this game is the biggest game.
Yep.
For them, because they need to, if they can beat the top side, not only that, the belief in their group. Hey guys, we beat the top side. We had a slow start. We're now building. Away we go.
Yep.
It'll be a great game. Ken Norton and Jamara and the tall. As I said to you, I think you can get it away with the talls against this back line, but the pressure's so good that they don't allow you to kick it to it. It's dump ball. There wasn't any great inside 50 to Charlie and Harry last week. So it was like, the pressure up the field is why they're so good, and they don't really need the height in the back line at the moment. Let's see if the Dogs can show them what they're made of.
Yep. Friday night, Freo versus the Pies over there.
I love Freo here. I love
the Pies.
Do you really?
Yeah.
So I really like Freo, the way they're matched up. And I love Alex Pearce. He's just putting one to sleep. He puts their key positioners to sleep. So you just know, well, he ain't going to have a big day. Even if he kicks 2, it's going to be tough for them. And the midfield at Freo is flying. I'm going to, at home, the Pies last week, tough game. It's not easy flying over to WA. I'm just going to go with Freo. I'm going to stick with them. They've let me down a few times, but they didn't let me down last week. I'm going to go with Freo in this game. And the bookies actually have them as favourites.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I think rightfully so. The Pies haven't lost since round 3. They've had a draw in there. I feel like
they've lost since.
And we were talking about. I think it's round 3. I could be wrong. Someone.
Yeah, but they've been very strong since the slow start.
Find a way to win. Like last week, they've been doing it for years. They just find a way to win.
They're so good in the clutch.
Pendlebury, he's aging like Benjamin Button. He killed it last week. The first quarter last week, he was the difference for him, and he just keeps getting.
I hope he keeps playing.
Up.
I hope he
will. He's not going to retire this year. He'll want the game's record.
I want 500.
500.
I just think he could keep going. This bloke's a machine.
Yeah.
He's that fit.
Once you go, though, you go.
Yeah, of course.
But he doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon.
Modern medicine, LeBron James, I just feel like he can just keep smashing these records, and I don't know who's going to break them. With, as I said, the speed of Chad and Harley Reid and all that, blokes aren't going to be able to hold on like Scotty has.
Yeah, and LeBron James puts about $2 million into his body every year, and Pendles, I don't think he's on
500. I
don't think he's on $2 million. So anyway, mate, so you're going Freo.
I'm going to tip Fremantle, but again, tough game.
There you go.
I need to chase a couple back as well.
Port versus North. I'm going to go to Port.
You know what I'm going to do if I'm sitting at home? I reckon I'd have a $10 bet on North. They haven't won a game this year.
Get them on the line. It's probably 487 points.
Well, did you watch them last week? Because I watched them before the game. Sunday was just me consuming football because I was just watching, a little bit hungover and waiting for the 12-week challenge to commence. But North were really good for the first half. I think they might have been a draw almost at half-time with Essendon, and then they got blown out in the second half. But they showed some good signs.
Yeah, they've done
and
that.
What Port's been dishing up. I'm not saying I'm going to tip North, but there's a time in the season where you're going to win a game.
Yeah.
And North haven't won a game yet. So when's it going to be? And I think Port, probably not this week, but they're coming. And I reckon you want to be on them when they do. I'm talking like a $10 cheeky.
It's down in Tassie.
Oh, there you go. There you go. These are the details the pig brings up. So I thought it might have been at Marvel. So down in Tassie, the Port really want to go play North?
No one.
Do you reckon they're thinking they're going to just win easy? Probably. Did they start well last week? No. Can North find something?
Probably.
I reckon I'm going to say it right here. You know what? I'm going to tip North.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to tip North. I'm going to go for something completely.
Put it as your lock.
850, gee whiz. I'm going to take North down there on me tipping, and I'm going to have a little side one with you. I'll show you what I do. But I reckon it's one of those ones where
I like this.
Where Cam Zerha might kick a bag and Curtis kicks 2 and North get the win, and it's their first win. Because remember, they won that game there at the end of last year, didn't they? Which cost them Harley Reid. They don't mind playing down there.
Hey.
Anyway, if it's a real windy, wet day, it just could level up.
Memory.
So,
all right, mate. Next, we weren't supposed to talk about that one.
I want them to win. I just really want North to win. I'd feel sorry for them. I know how they feel. 0-10 1 year.
Marvel Stadium on Saturday. The Blues versus the Suns. I reckon this is
a good round of footy.
I reckon this is a cracking
nearly
game.
My lock. I nearly took Carlton, but I was disgusted last week, so I left this out.
There's something in the Suns and beating Geelong, who we all think one of the better teams. There's a bit of belief there for them. And they played awesome. Luke Kocius, what did he kick, 5 or something?
I think he's kicked 3 in the first quarter. He loves Darwin.
Loves Darwin.
Yeah. And so do the Suns. I think they've belted every team besides one up there.
But I just don't know if the Suns can match up in Melbourne at Marvel.
Loud crowd.
With the big fellas up forward. I just think the Blues get it done.
No team's as tough, but if Jacob Wiedering's out, big King's down the other end, we might get a bit of a full. I mean, the Coleman's neck and neck with those two as well. We might get a show.
And these two are on the same amount of points. This is what I was talking about with 24 points. Carlton are 10th and Suns are 8th. They're on the same points.
Big game for the Suns. If they're going to make, and I'll want them to play finals, but I'd higher hopes for Carlton as well. Look, I'm going to tip Carlton. They have to respond after last week. They need to play the football they played in the first quarter. Because after that, they were really average. It was really hard to watch. They got belted, and even after half time, I was just looking for a response, and they just didn't get it. So I think Carlton will bounce back.
I'm going to tip Carlton, yes. All right, this is a cracking game too, and I know where your heart's going to be, but the Cats versus the Giants down at the Cattery. Hawkins will be back. Breaks the Geelong record.
Jesse Cameron back. Cameron back.
Yes, yeah. So I'm gonna go the Cats. I know you're big on the Giants, but I just think they've rested. Well, they've rested Hawk. They've got Cameron back. And down at the Cattery, which I know they lost there the other week, but I can't. They're not that bad of a team to lose this many in a row. Would this be 4 in a row?
Yeah, I think it might be, mate. Yeah, and they got a lot of injuries. I saw again another 3 out. Jack Buckley's out. There's a couple of other blokes out, and yet Josh Kelly and Ashley were out for 6 weeks. It'll be now 4 or 5. They're just copping injuries, and Geelong off that beating. You know what it's like when you get belted. Like the next game, it's a different. You come out firing, and this is at home. So I'm going to tip Geelong. I'd love to see the Giants upset them, but yeah, Geelong you'd think would win that one.
Dreamtime game, Richmond versus...
I'm going to this one.
You're going?
Yeah, can't wait.
Richmond versus Essendon. And I think I've read Richmond only have like 24, 25 players fit to pick from.
And
think about it, there's 23 that go in the park. So, I don't know.
I don't think Naismith listens, but like if you do, mate, I'm just shattered for you. And we all wish you just the best. It's heartbreaking. So I was actually watching that when it happened because I was waiting for the AFL to start and just so unfair for a bloke to do 4 knees in six or something years or whatever it is. But look, I won't. But look, we're just all thinking of you. And back to your point, the injury list is. I mean, what happens if you run out of players? Do you know? Like they just go back to the VF. I think West Coast are in this similar position. Yeah, they are I think Bakes is back this week and a few others, but they are running out of actual players.
West Coast had it during the COVID though, and you get the top ups from memory.
I think they had it last year though as well. Yeah. It's getting to the point where we've played. Okay, look, when you are playing AFL, there's your 22, your best 22. Yep. When you're going really well, you're probably playing 30 to 32.
Yeah, I think even more. When the better teams, when you win a premiership, when you're deep in the finals, you have a selection of 36, 37 fit play. You only have a handful of people injured. To have only 24 people available, you got to think about it. You played a bit of footy, I played a bit of footy. Some of the blokes are nuggets.
They're not even developed.
No,
they wouldn't even be getting a game in the VFL.
We've had guys when I was, the last couple of years at Melbourne. We had guys that weren't even up for VFL. They'd play in the TAC Cup. Like, that's how far off they were. And to think that they were a chance to get it, like they could be a chance to get a game because of injuries, that's hard. So, anyway, we digressed a little bit.
Well, no, just show, as soon as we used to say if you're one man down, you need everyone on the
next
park.
Man in, next man in, yeah, but next man in, next man in, and next man, no, he's a boy. He's an 18-year-old kid that weighs 60 kilos. He's not ready. So I'm going Essendon quite comfortably, and I feel bad. Adam Uzo had a great relationship with him. He's a good man, great coach, mate of mine, and just he has had no luck.
I saw Fagan come out and say I feel for him, which is really classy. I thought because he'd been there.
Well, I think these guys have worked with him, and I've worked with him. I thought he's going to be one of the great coaches, and he's had a wretched run with the list this year, and it's
hopefully
only halfway.
Lynch is back soon. You just need a big pillar up there to just stabilise. Just need some tools and some players. But Essendon for me. It's wonder how many points do you reckon it'll be off 100? Was 120 plus?
10 goals, I reckon.
10 goals.
And Essendon can score. Like they can score.
They got some tools as well. 2 metre Peter,
and then Langford and Stringer. Like Golfy gets up and kicks.
Golfy's playing out of the square. Golfy's on fire.
Anyway, Sunday games now. We'll breeze through these. Hawks versus Brisbane.
That's in Melbourne.
It's in Melbourne. I'm going to go Brisbane.
Yeah,
showing a bit. Hawthorn are playing really well, but I'm going to go Brisbane.
Yep, same.
All right, Melbourne versus the Saints. This is at the MCG on Sunday, 3:20. I might go to this. I'm going to go.
Melbourne. Saints are in a bit of strife.
Yep. Adelaide versus West Coast. This is at Adelaide Oval. Mate, West Coast is showing a bit, but you can't go against Adelaide at home after they beat me Demons.
Not when we got the great man. He's supplied us with our first jersey. I mean, I reckon this bloke will. They're looking for a win. I think they've lost. Well, they have a draw, and then they lost by that kick last week. So they're stiff, Adelaide. They need this.
Yep.
Adelaide for me.
I think they will. And Adelaide. Where are they on the ladder?
Well, this is, I'm starting to laugh here. You know what time it is. So we've got KPI Construction Stop that segment to close it out, which we love, and we've got an important address. But it's now where the pressure of this tip is larger than anything we've ever done on this podcast. And I think it's time for you to start. Who are you going to kick us off for the 12-week challenge? Can you please tip someone that's going to win? And if it's a head-to-head, I'll throw up because I'm trying to prove to you the head-to-heads are a myth at $1.20 and $1.30, especially when you combine the risk of two. So I can't wait to see who you're going to go with after the D's cost you last week. Tell everyone who your lock is. Look at the grin on the pig's face.
My missus always says I'm stubborn, and I am. And I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going the D's at $1.32.
They're not going the D's at
$1.30. We only need $1.30. I'm going the D's versus the Saints. Saints are going no good. I know there's no Jake Lever. I hope Rick's going all right. Maisie had the flu last week. He's back. He's feeling good. I spoke to him today. I just know my boys aren't going to let me down twice. And I said if they do it three more times, and I want to keep backing them.
Okay. So hang on. I reckon this is fair. And I know we said 3 weeks, but if the D's lose next week, you have to be on a KPI Construction Stop that sign on Punt Road.
All right.
Oh, shake on it.
Deal.
Oh, there you go.
Wear my full kit, boots. On Punt Road right in front here. We're in Abbotsford on Hoddle Street.
With the helmet on?
With the helmet on and the little stop sign trying to stop cars. Because they aren't losing.
It's a big commitment.
They aren't losing. Jeez, I'm going to be nervous on Sunday.
I can't wait. And I think they'll win as well. I think they're one of the locks of the round, especially after the teams struggle and they come back from the West. You know that one I told you about.
The boys are going to be fine. And I know.
I've got, you ready for mine?
I can't wait.
I've noticed in the media, I think it was McGuan, he was having a little bit of a dig at someone I just saw on social media. He said that one of the greatest players we've ever seen has been soft and he'd be bruise-free on a Saturday night, and he's talking about Dustin Martin.
Oh.
And I thought, I'm going to the game on the weekend, and he hasn't kicked a goal for 2 weeks, and he's $1.60 for one goal. So I'm going to take the king. One of the best players we've ever seen, Dustin Martin for one goal at $1.60. Going to give you more value again. You know, Charlie was $1.40 last time. I'm going to put me plums on the line. I'm going to be at the game. I can't wait to watch. I hope they get enough insight. But you'd think dream time at the G. The king will be coming out of the square. Bit of midfield time. I think Baker's back. So I'm gonna take Dustin Martin for one goal, $1.60. Praying they get 50 or 40. And I just need some inside 50s, boys. But Dustin Martin for a goal.
I'm out for dinner on Saturday night, and I know I'll be watching my phone underneath the table, just praying he doesn't get. Nah, I want us to win. As much as we're having a laugh, I want us to get on a bit of a roll. I think
it's a really good value play, and I looked at it. I thought Norton as well for 2. He's $1.90 on Thursday night, which I was very surprised. Like, I should take that, but Sydney. But I just thought, I'm going to the game. I want to, I think Essendon will win convincingly, but wouldn't it be great to see Dusty kick the first for the night?
I think he will. It's a big game. He's a big game player. He's proven over three-time Norm Smith.
So there you go. I'm going with Dusty Martin for our 12-week challenge.
Come on, boys.
The pig is going to back in the D's again. That'll give us about $2 something. I reckon we get the $1.60 into it. Or maybe it's $1.90. I don't know how it multiples. But righto. Time for one of our favourites. And to everyone playing at home, we love it. We appreciate your support. We've given up on the multis just quietly. I think this is more fun.
I'm happy to post one. I think you're in Bali. We've been a bit going on.
We'll post one soon, but I reckon we just get off the mark for a 12-week challenge and we roll in.
We can't pick Melbourne for a win. How am I supposed to pick?
I can't wait to see you down the street in that kit. That's the exact kit you'll be wearing next Thursday night.
I'll pull my socks right up too.
I reckon you're doing the KPI Construction Stop that sign in the Melbourne kit if they lose peak hour. Like we're talking 5 p.m. Can you imagine your mates driving home from work and they see you in the kit? with the long sleeves on. I reckon it's a short sleeves operation as well.
Jeez, I might get that fake tan. Who's that bloke? Send me your number.
All righty, here we go. Now, mate, I know you're very passionate about this segment, and I know you've been waiting, holding on. We've seen, there's a few things we've wanted to talk about. We said, just hold on to it. But I'll let you kick it off because I know that you were filthy with Harrison Jones and what occurred.
Oh, the match review panel, and even we'll have a little go at the umpires here. Like it's a tackle, and it's a little to stop giving weeks for tackles that we've been taught our whole life to lay them, not drive them into the ground, not drive their head. But Harrison Jones was not throwing that. I don't know who did he
Fisher,
tackle.
it was Zachy Fisher.
He wasn't putting Fisher, and I think Fisher even commented going nothing in it, and he got a week. It's on the bloke getting tackled, and what we were taught: stay strong at your hips. Make sure you don't get ragdolled. You get ragdolled to the ground now. Oh, it's a week to the other bloke. It's bullshit. So stop that to the MRO or whatever you want to call yourself.
What's it called MRO when we call it match review panel?
Officer.
There you go.
So stop giving weeks. Stop putting good players out of the league for a week or two for tackles that we've brought up. That's the technique. We understand protect the head and all that, but it's on the guy getting tackled. So stop that to the people getting tackled now. Stay strong. Stop being weak as piss. Stop that. All the players out there, be strong in the hips like the big fella right here.
Yes.
Come on. Harden up.
No, I love it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like some of our best players are getting rubbed out for
it was a genuine holding the ball.
It was holding the how it wasn't ball was beyond me.
I don't know what the rule is anymore, mate. I sit there frustrated with holding the ball. I think holding the ball is the one decision it's the hardest thing to do, get someone holding the ball, especially at the highest level. So when they get it and they look right and left and you pin them and they drop the ball, how many times do you see just nothing, just like play on? I don't even know when. I don't know what the rule is anymore, whether it's prior, but that one there with Harry Jones, I could not believe it wasn't holding the ball. And then the 1 week, and Essendon's accepted it, which they must have thought they weren't going to get off, but they've they obviously got Richmond coming up.
They don't legal stuff involved with it as well, like a lawyer's like, oh, well, the new rules, blah, 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 like, and all that crap.
Yeah.
But I think Harry was just rolling with Fisher, and as we said, like
the Fish said nothing in it. I love the Fish; they're great, man. I think whoever put the survey up, they screenshot him saying nothing in it, and he's the one that got tackled.
And we were speaking about the other week about how it's results based. Fish got up and ran off, he dusted a bit of dirt off his forehead and then kept playing. Like how it's a week is beyond me. So. Harry Jones, he's a star. I'm a big fan of him. So keep going, doing what you're doing, mate. Keep laying those tackles.
Yeah, love it. Look, I love it, mate. Love it. And I want to piggyback what you're saying, pun unintended, but mine's going to go back to the umpires again. It's not the umpires. It's the moments, okay? So if there's a moment when Rankin we've already spoken about, when Rankin gets the ball and he's burst out of a stoppage and there's 30 seconds to go and there is grey area in our game, and there's grey area, and it's the best part in sport is Game 7 of the NBA, or the last drive in the Super Bowl, or the last 20 seconds in AFL in a game, and we've got one of the most exciting players up the field, bounce, taking a few, having a little run on the wing, and then kicks it inside 50. There's 15 seconds to go. We've got one-on-ones, and you called too far. Are you kidding me? Like, what kind of game are you? He shouldn't even be counting his steps there. He should just be worrying about everything else around. Let the boys play. Let everyone it's an entertainment business. Oh, I could not believe it. So if you're out there in anything you do, whether you're umpiring a basketball game and there's a last, just let it go. Let the boys and girls play and let Isaac just run 30 steps if he's on the wing to kick it inside 50. So stop that to anyone that's ruining the entertainment business just to live by the book. I couldn't believe it.
Well said, mate. That was good.
I was flat. I was flat. I tipped Adelaide as well, as you know. Yeah. But I couldn't believe it. I haven't seen one of them all year.
Let the players be the star. Stay out of it. Umpires should be seen.
He's even done a hammy. That's how much he wanted it. He's put his body on the line for that last play.
Flying, wasn't he?
Oh, he's quick. But
well said, mate. That was great.
Oh, mate, it's been an entertaining show. I love seeing you, and I love this new concept we've got with the punishments on the back. But I'll tell you why I love it. I love everyone that listens and tunes in. It means a lot. We've definitely got more listeners on this one, and we do both video and obviously audio. But the people that write in love your support, no matter where it is. We're pushing as many comments and punishments on Spotify just to keep it simple, because when we come on the potty, we look at them and it's in one spot. And it's, as you know, there's a lot going on with social media. There's different platforms. So if you've got any questions or you've got any ideas or you've got any punishments, please get on the Spotify latest episode and just comment there, and we'll publish them so that's public knowledge. But we just love your support, and Pig, I love seeing you every week, mate. And
it's been good.
I hope Dusty.
What are you going to do? What do you think?
I'm thinking maybe it's. I can't wear an outfit. I think we've done that. So. Well, we did have a shit. We did have a
because Dusty, if Dusty don't kick a goal, maybe you got to get a tattoo on your neck or something.
I could go the fake tat on the neck for the show, or I don't know. Well, as I said, I'm actually not sure, but I know there's some great punishments that we wrote in, and I think, I slept in this morning, and I might maybe getting up at 5 a.m. or whatever to do a beach recovery session would be pretty stiff. But I think we'll come up with some good ideas. I think the Aces come up with some fresh ones. I know the nickname is the Train, so maybe it is on the V line back to Riddles Creek with no device. That would hurt. Yeah. You'd want to see some content, wouldn't you? So maybe no device would be tough.
I'll be there with you, mate, with an iPad and some Netflix.
Send them in. Anyway. Send them in. Dusty's kicking a goal. I don't care. So get on. And Pig, I had someone from one of our listeners wrote in a few weeks ago. I can't find it, but he said that he was doing the 12-week challenge and he'd given up on us because we let him down too many times. Too. But he said he was 9 from 10, and I can't find who you were. So whoever it was at home that did it, did you win it? And if you did, how much did you win? And are you going to go for 11 or 12? And the last one was Jibber's Hot Sauce. We'll give him a shout out because he messages us on Instagram, but the hot sauce, and he was pretty keen to give the Pig some hot sauce. He's sending some all the way from Bustleton. So the hot sauce is on the way.
I'll do a hot sauce on Hoddle Street if it loses.
There you go. So there could be some hot wings, hot sauce challenges next week. We'll be eating something. That could be a punishment. But send them all in again. We've got all the last week's ones. We'll keep adding them to this list on a spreadsheet. But see you next week, Pig. Good to see you, mate. Mate. Good luck. I hope the T's get done by the point. I can't wait. See you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
This episode is proudly sponsored by KPI Construction Services. When it comes to construction sites, reliability and efficiency are key. That's where KPI Construction Services shines. With a single call, KPI provides a range of essential services, which includes labour hire, crane hire, and traffic control. KPI is a progressive business with modern plant and equipment across all of their operating states. Focusing on innovation and to avoid the business drifting is always front of mind. We are proud to be aligned with and have such a reputable company partnering with the show. Aces, I know I always go on about the RIXXies, but I got huge news. We have all our styles and colours restocked on the website right now. Get online, grab some sunglasses at rixxeyewear.com.au right now and use our little discount code ACES if you want a 20% discount code on the house.